You. We're going to welcome to the show now Republican Florida Congressman Mike Haridopolos. He sits on the House Financial Services Committee. Nice to see you again, Congressman.
Thank you.
So with this new information and images that we also have of Iran potentially rebuilding its nuclear sites, what can we expect from the meeting between Trump and Netanyahu this week?
Well, I think the president is always projecting strength. Peace through strength has always been our motto here in the United States. It's been successful from Ronald Reagan of now, of course, Donald Trump. And we are seeing, of course, the power of Iran be reduced dramatically with last summer's bombings, and it reduces the threat to Israel as well. But we need to keep the pressure on. Iran is facing its own internal turmoil at this point, and the best ingredient now is peace on all sides. That's our goal, number one goal. It's one of the reasons why the president's been so successful in, let's just say, consolidating peace deals, not just here, but around the world.
All right, let's turn our attention here at home, here in the United States. We've seen Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy releasing more information about that deadly crash in Indiana that killed 4 Amish men. Now, the driver accused of causing the crash is an illegal immigrant and is now in ICE custody. You see him here. Duffy naming the employer of the accused driver, saying that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration is expanding its investigation to include a number of other companies, alleging that all the interconnected carriers are swapping names and Department of Transportation numbers to avoid enforcement. Earlier on NewsNation, a father whose daughter was struck and severely injured by an illegal migrant driver spoke about meeting with Secretary Duffy and officials from DHS about addressing the issue of unqualified drivers.
We came up with some issues or some resolutions, rather, for the issues that we have that will solidify the proper drivers for driving the vehicles. And basically, the people that are trained will be the ones that will be operating, as opposed to just anybody jumping behind the vehicle now.
Says his little girl's life has been forever changed, and his as well. So while the federal government is working to hold states accountable of not following regulations, there's also a business side where private companies are not following guidelines. Is there any way that the federal government can hold these private companies accountable on who they hire?
Absolutely. This is an imperative. Remember, we're all here because of the tragedy of the last 4 years when over 10 million illegals came in. We had no earthly idea who they are. And sadly, some of these businesses are involved in these corrupt endeavors of swapping licenses. It's essential that we take on this issue. It's why we have ICE and the Department of Homeland Security. It's common sense. The only place we've really had challenges in taking out these violent offenders or criminals like you speak of today are in places like Minneapolis that are aggressively using politics to impede law enforcement from going after those violent offenders. And so we had a very successful operation, for example, in West Virginia the other day, where local law enforcement cooperated, no problems, and we removed the threats on our streets every day. And now we need to do the same on our roadways.
All right, let's move on to this now. We've heard President Trump and his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, say that he is going to be campaigning, ahead of the midterms as if he were on the ballot. Obviously, he's not. And his administration is right now working on its affordability messaging to the American people. This week, taking a step to address drug prescription costs. The president announcing the creation of Trump RX. It's a website that allows people to buy prescription drugs at a discounted rate. Right now, there are 43 medications available. Medicare and Medicaid Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz was a part of the collaboration process for the site, and today spoke about how the website will eventually benefit Americans with insurance and those without. Listen here.
Over time, as we add more and more medications to the list, all of those prices come down. And there are some categories, take the fertility drugs, where, it's a 90% reduction in cost. That's a place where most Americans don't have insurance coverage. There are others like asthma medications when they're covered. But when the employer sees that the drug price that they're paying through the middleman is twice as high as what Trump RX is offering to the cash pay customer, they're going to assist.
So you're saying it's incentive.
All right, but this move is actually getting some pushback from the other side of the aisle, Congressman. Ron Wyden, he's the ranking member on the Senate Finance Committee, releasing a statement saying this. Look here. Every American familiar with the Trump record knows that all roads in Trump RX will lead to Trump's pocket. He went on to say that the move is nothing more than a glorified coupon book and advances the GOP's agenda to undermine affordable health care for Americans. Is this site an effective move to help Americans with affordability?
Absolutely it is. I mean, this guy from Oregon has been in office for 30 years, and he's done nothing about reducing costs. President Trump doesn't talk like this senator does. He acts. Most favored nation is common sense. We don't play any more than any other major industrialized nation. He's called these big drug companies on the carpet. This will reduce everyday costs. And Dr. Oz has done a fantastic job of implementing President Trump's vision. This is about lowering costs after 4 years of high inflation, high interest rates, high gas prices. The good news is your stock market is up, gas prices are down, interest rates are down, and trillions of dollars are coming into our economy. And all the Democrats can do is use some usual hyperbole. I mean, it's ridiculous. We are lowering costs. There's a long way to go. We're definitely moving in the right direction from where we were 1 year ago.
All right, Republican Florida Congressman Mike Haridopolos, thanks for joining us today.
Well, always a pleasure.
Enjoy the game tonight.